What's the deal, gang? What's the deal? What goes on? Come on in. Fill it up. Drop a like. Sub to the channel. But really, drop a like. That's how we get the YouTube algo working in our favor, right? You drop a like, it starts recommending the stream to other like-minded people. So don't be lazy. That is how we grow the community. Alright, we just had the hourly closure. Cool. Alright, let's do a little breakdown. We had the daily that closed bullish today. It kind of tapped the daily levels. Look at this. Yeah, we should fill some of that, I think, to at least 2045 here. Yep. Let's jump down the 4 hour. The 4 hours closed bearish to close out yesterday. Okay. Let's see if we can establish some kind of support to drive up off of. I mean, we're in the middle of a range, could go either way, but I believe there are a few levels that we're gonna have to tap here. And the support we're holding here. Alright, so I'm looking for some closures above 2042. I want to establish that as a support to come up. If we start rejecting, we're going to need some wicks to break the current high here. Because the previous hourly's closed bullish, right? So we're going to need to fill that wick and reject in order to start looking for positions. Or we get bearish closures back down in range below 2036.97. Bullish on the daily, bullish on the hourly, just the previous 4 hours closed bearish. But that's because it was a very big, massive drive to close out the day. What we really want to see is the establishment of 42.58 as a support. So, well, closures above here. So we can take, right, the bottom wick and a drive up. And if this is the 30, the 15 most likely will give us some kind of bearish closure it'll most likely, because you have a level right here, right off the rip, you might see once you close above there, but tap it with this wick here, you might end up seeing the next candle on the 15 do something like this. And if that's the case, once we open up here, start coming down, you're looking for the bullish flip. As soon as that flips above, that's our entry. We might even get a bottom wick entry if the 15 closes above 42.58, and we will look for a bottom wick entry probably somewhere right here, expecting to continue up and fill the range. Grabbed anything in Fomc? No. Right, so let's wait to break. Ideally, we can come back down to 2036 and then drive up. But if we start getting closure, I think it would be a faster, it's a stronger drive if we come down first and grab orders. But I think the earlier position might be us closing on this current 30 above 42.58. Breaking it. What's up, Luke? Excuse me. Massive move up, and then a correction today with JP riding this bitch down in full control. I had one position this morning, that's it. Small W this morning. Small 13 pip W. Anyone else smoking a fat ass joint? A lot of people. Hello, hello. I'm the king of New York, Mellow. I'm in Europe with Ginobili. Just volume rips tonight. Alright. I can respect that. We can't have any sells, as counterintuitive as it sounds. We can't have any sells until 2042.5 is broken, and we or .8, and we can't have any buys for that same reason. What's your favorite smoking apparatus? Rolling papers, that's it. It's flour. Buy 2035. See, if I bought a 2035, I got no business streaming Asian session. I'm off for the session. So we have different plans. I can't advise you on your position. Next 9. Nick's on that run lately, man. I watched SportsCenter just to see the Knicks highlights. Bruh, Knicks suck. Yeah, they suck. Tell these people something else they didn't know about. It's like that 8 Mile, the rap battle. When he says all the negative shit about himself, he's like, yeah, tell these people something else they didn't know about me. It's common knowledge. That doesn't make me stop being a fan. Still gonna root for the Knicks. Brunson's a future MVP. I'm telling you. He plays like this next year, he get an MVP. He just, like, you can't just get an MVP out of nowhere, right? You have to be on the map for people to pay attention. Like, you can't, you put yourself on the map with this kind of season, and then next year they're gonna really pay attention. And that's when you get MVP. You're a Mets fan. That's what the Mets stand for. My entire team sucks. Feel you, bro. How they not on the map? They third in the East? Yeah, but I'm talking about Brunson for MVP. Brunson is nasty. That boy's a winner. He won, right? He won the championship in college, I think, right? Where was he at? Gonzaga or something like that? I forgot. Nobody taking the Knicks serious. Yeah. Right now, it's the Celtics, the Bucks, and the Sixers out the East. Villanova, that's what it was. I'm sorry, Nova. Not Gonzaga. Knickerbocker's need Pat Riley back? Yeah, in uniform. Top wick. What do we do first here? Do we make a bottom wick or a top wick? We made a bottom wick and now a top wick, right? And now we're re-breaking the lows. 15 close bearish. Let's see, this is very interesting because oh, this 15 just started. Yeah, so if this 30 here can close respecting 41.29, if we can close below it, basically like it is now, except there's 14 minutes left in the candle. But if it closes like this, then we're looking for a top wick here and a drive down. Sixes ain't do shit. Embiid always injured. Embiid's having a monster season. The real contenders: Nuggets, Bucks, Clippers. I said out the East, and honestly, the Bucks are not better than the Celtics. Shit. On some nights, the Knicks are better than the Bucks. They're not consistent enough. They have no D, right? They can't play like that. Like the Celtics will pick the Bucks apart, and I think Philly hasn't really gelled yet. Like I think in a series, Knicks have a chance against Philly. The Knicks got a chance against the Bucks. I think the Celtics are the clear favorite out the East, and the West. There's like 3 or 4 really good teams. Clippers, Mavs, Nuggets. What about OKC? OKC is going crazy. They're young, too. West is stacked, yeah. Jaylen Brown's the best, worst player ever? Nah. You know who that goes to? J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is the best, worst player ever. Yeah, we broke the low. There's just not much range here. Oh no, it didn't re-break the lows yet. That would be here. It's only 7 pips. Yeah. New York Knicks, J.R. Smith was a beast. No, I think Denver, J.R. Smith was a beast. And then it went downhill from there. He was all right on the Knicks. He wasn't like, I wanted him to be like a Spreewell type on the Knicks, right? But he was good, but he wasn't. He had a lot of like physical ability, like natural ability. He had massive hops, right? He was strong as shit. He was ripped, but not too bright. He was good though. He was good. Carmelo, like scoring wise, there was a point in the league where nobody could stop Carmelo. He could just score from anywhere. He would come down the court and they just give him the ball and clear out. He'd do his thing one-on-one, post up, mid-range. He had an incredible mid-range game. Like 15 to 17 feet, Melo was fucking buckets. His shot was wet. He just didn't play D, but he was a massive offensive threat. Melo or DeMar mid-range? I'm taking Melo. Melo Hall of Fame worthy? Numbers wise, yeah. There's people with worse numbers than Melo in the Hall of Fame. Jordan was better than Melo. I mean, I don't think that's never been discussed. That's never been in question. I think Melo's in the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure of that. Wicks do heave clean a lot shit up at your job. Alright, let's pay attention to the language we have all agreed upon, right? When we hop onto the stream, that would be English, right? Let's stick to it. That ain't even patois. That's just... I don't know what the fuck. That's fucking strokish. I'm just gonna put random words together, see if it makes fucking sense. Hip Hop Anonymous. Pool guy sort the branches out? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to be different. Pablo, I'm guessing you're Spanish by the or like Hispanic by the color of the finger you put up over there. It's not exactly white, but it's not exactly like black, so it's like that's the only clue I really have. I would have no clue, Pablo, otherwise. But that finger makes me think you're Hispanic. Mr. Pablo Checo. No, the name Pablo definitely doesn't give it away. I think it's the finger. I would have had no clue with Pablo. Yeah, I'm Dominican. I am. I knew it. It's a tannish finger, yeah. That's a Hispanic finger. I can tell. It's a Hispanic thumb up. I know a Dominican when I see one typing. What was your stop on the J train? I used to get off Coney Island, so I don't think it was the J train when I used to take it. When I used to be over there, I used to get off like Stillwell and Surf Ave, and that was Coney Island stop. Right, so you had all the trains I think go there at one point. Yeah, the F train used to go there. I don't remember. I think the D, the Q, the B. They switched it up. The B, definitely. The F train or the B train, yeah. Which is worse, Coney or Stat? That's a county. Coney is like a strip of land, a small strip of land. Staten Island is pretty big fucking strip of land. And Rikers, yeah, The Rock. That's where I met Don. We shared a cell over there. That's That's how Don and I met. Stefan Marbury's from Kona. Yeah, he went to my high school. Staten Island's where the dump's at, right? Yeah. Lincoln High. Yep, that's where I went. I went to Lincoln High. I knew Steph, I knew Sebastian Telfair. And when I say knew him, I knew him in school, right? In high school. I didn't know him where I was in the crew. Must mean you're nice and ball if you went to Lincoln. Yeah, I played for Lincoln. I mean, I sat on the bench for Lincoln. Lance Stevenson went there also. Yeah, he was the year after I graduated. So my year I came in. That's when the year Marbury graduated, and then I spent 4 years with Sebastian Telfair. Right, and he went straight from high school to the NBA. And then the year I graduated, Lance Stevenson was there the next year. Wait, so you got links to pro bowlers? No, I just said I went to high school with them. Oh, you're at the door. Gotcha. Baby Hank. Didn't play any lunch pick again. I played on the team. I played for Lincoln. But that's why I started laughing. I sat for Lincoln. Because the boys were nice. Warming up the seats? Yeah. But I was good enough to play on the fucking team, which was more than I can say for the 3,000 other kids that went to my high school. We had a pretty big high school. It was fucking 3,000. No, I'm sorry. It was more. It was 5,000 people. The graduating class was 2,000 people. My graduating class was 2,000 people. The seniors. 2,000 seniors in Lincoln High School when I went. Like 1,800, yeah, like wild amount. Like my kid's entire school over here that goes from first grade all the way through 12th, right, through seniors in high school, has like 800 students for all 12 grades. We had damn near 2,000 just for the graduating class, just for the seniors. Part of New York. I'm not in New York. I grew up in New York. Why not sells after the top wick? We didn't get what we wanted here. We have a 30 closure. Capiche? Still within this little range. Didn't break out of the range. The 30 closed bear, but the previous hourly still bull. So for us to take positions here, even with the 30 closing bearish, we'd have to re-break the highs over here. And then flip. Otherwise, we cannot take sells. And then we have not set up for buys yet. For me to be comfortable with sells here, I would need to see this and then a flip, because the previous hourly is bullish, and this would break the previous hourly high, and fill the wick and grab orders, and then we could head down. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait for a bearish closure if it doesn't happen. I remember my principal saying, look to your left, look to your right. You won't see these people by graduations. What the fuck? That's some war shit. Look to your left, to your right. They will be gone. Like, they won't make it to the... That's crazy. Are you a Biden fan or a Trump all the way? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. '90s high school days, no cameras. Yeah, I was gonna say, if some shit like that was said today, people would be filming the principal, posting the shit all over social media. This where you took the position? The only thing I see here is this. If this was a high volume time, if this was like middle of New York, 8:15, 8:30, yeah, I would probably take it, not at 7. Because you're bullish on the daily, you broke down and you faked back out. And typically I would probably take this off the rip without waiting for a bottom wick. Especially with the daily. Yeah, that would have never even seen draw that one. I would have taken it, yeah, exactly at 7:10. No, it's a 7:15 candle. You took it right here, I see it. You took it on that first bullish candle. I would have taken it on that 2 candles later. But during a volume time, yeah. Solid. Can you explain the analysis? Just the rewind. We did it pretty early. How do you determine the wick is large enough to push up or down? Down every now and then looks for a steep wick, and some days he said it's good enough. Well, on this fake out, you wouldn't need one. The one he was just talking about, as right with a daily bias, and the daily bias, fake out, closure back in range. You don't need one here. Here, once this closes, you're off the rip, because you're gonna come up, fill the range, and after that, make a decision. It filled the range and decided to continue up. Sometimes it'll fill the range and come back down. Coming back in range, though, it's a different story. And driving down looking for sells, we would need a steep top wick, because this the sells here wouldn't come on a 5-minute time frame. They would show up here on the hourly or the 30, maybe even the 4-hour. Wixie, Ninja, you don't do nothing right. Listen, Nissan Maxima, I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't know what an is. I don't know. And new. Okay, just spoke about this. If the 15 can hold here, let's go to the 15. If we can hold this area here, and we close bullish, I mean, this is a long shot. And if it can do that, and then we can drive up and tap 42 and flip, I think we might have positions here, because on the 30, yeah, that would lead us to the 30 breaking the lows. What's the difference here? Okay. Either we tap 42 at the very least 42 and flip here, or we close bullish on the 15 and then on the next one we tap 42 and then flip, as long as this current bullish closure on the 15 doesn't close above 2041.2. So as long as we can stay below here, right, and tap this area, I think, whether on this candle or the next candle, as long as we can tap that area, sells are great, and I think they would. I'm debating whether it's going to be the flip or the break of the previous 15. I want to see how steep the wick is. If we do get one, first thing we need to close below 2042. Four hours never flipped either, right? But we're understanding that if the 4 hour doesn't flip here and closes bullish, the next 4 hours should come down, create a bottom wick, and then drive. Give me 1 second, chat. Fuck. I'm sorry. Sorry, gang. 3 p.m. was a high volume push to the downside. Is it normally a high volume time? No. 2 p.m. was FOMC, and then 2:30 you had Powell speaking for an hour, right? So, and the market hangs on every single word he says. So whenever he speaks, it tends to push, right? People pay attention because he talks monetary policy for the country, and that affects that affects gold. Come here, sweetie. Come, I'm coming to you for about 5 minutes, okay? No, I'm gonna rub your back for 5 minutes so you can fall asleep, okay? I'll scratch your back like that. Alright, we got a 15 closure here, chat. We're above the range. We didn't hold this, so I expect this to come up. Let me see. I expect this to come up with a wick. Oh, the hourly's got a wick. Let's see. Yeah, I want a bottom wick here. Maybe we could take the flip to drive up. Because the 4 hours closing here might not close above here, but the way 15 broke up, if we get a small bottom wick, not a massive one, a small one. Oh no, never mind. This range is tiny. We're gonna wait for this 4 hour chat. This is small. Hold on. The hourly's got the bottom wick here. It should fill the range up. I want a closure. I hope it fills the range up because we want the hourly to close above 2042. This was just to see if we can hold it, right? The more relevant level when we started here is 42.58. That's the higher time frame level. The one below it here that we had was to see if we can hold this resistance and come back down in range. But for now, as it's coming up, let's see if we can get a closure above 2042.58 for the 4 hour close. Congrats, Tim. Tough to take a buy here, especially with no bottom wick on the actual 30 itself. I know we have one on the hourly, but the 15 to 30 don't. 30's got a small one here. 15 really you'd want to pull back. It's the only way you can actually even attempt to drive here because right, previous 30 closed bearish. Any moment you can tap here and just flip bearish. You still have 12 minutes left. Let's call it. No, you know what I'm gonna do? Give me a couple of minutes. I wanna put my kids to bed. They're standing at the door, and I promised them I'd put them to bed. No horror story tonight. So I need 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn some music. I'll be back before the 4 hour close for sure. Give me a minute. Drop a like for now, meanwhile. Drop a like, sub to the channel meanwhile, and go to the IG, go to the Instagram, and go follow me on the Instagram. On the grams. Alright? Do that for now. I'll be back in a few minutes. Mega low, mega slow. I haven't said anything, so it's fine. I didn't say much. Volume mega low on the music now, and mega low in the markets. I mean, it's creeping, right? The hourly is creeping since it began. But this hourly is really like this 15 that's happening right now. It's basically the size of the entire hourly. Hey, see if we get a push here. Oh. Three minutes left, right? But this is gonna be a long 3 minutes. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm knocking at the door. Gotcha. Today, I see that 4 hour has only 3 1 hour candles. Yeah, this was one of the lessons in like previous weeks. The first 4 hour candle of the day will typically, if you're working on the 159, right, schedule. Like if you're on London time at 4, 8, and 12, then it's a bit different. But if your broker's like my broker and the 4 hour closes in a minute here, then the first 3 hours, the first 4 hour candle of the day for you is typically 3 hours. Because from 5 to 6 is rollover time, right? And that's typically like your first hour. The same thing for like the Sunday candle, right? Because the sun, like for us on the East Coast, we trade Sunday. Yeah, that's the Asian Monday, but it's still a Sunday candle, right? We still get 6 candles a week, and that Sunday candle, you have to realize, is only six hours long, the daily. Not on here, but on the broker, right? Like, but on here, it's actually reflected decently. Once again, depending on your broker. Position next 5 minutes. So we didn't close above here. We didn't really drive outside the range. We did close bullish and we closed above the most recent. So if we can get a steep enough bottom wick, right? Because look, the 4 hour doesn't have a bottom wick. Today's daily candle started and hasn't flipped. I mean, started with the top wick, hasn't flipped. Do I expect it to flip? Not necessarily, but I do expect to come down and grab a bottom wick. Yeah, if we don't, then we just wait for closures above 2042, and we wait to stay above there. So let's look at this 4. Can we break the highs here and start coming down? It's gonna be tough. Neither does the weekly. I mean, I'm not worried about that right now. Weekly too far away. Over 200 pips away. Yeah, I'm not worried about that for Asian session. Have any positions at 2 p.m.? No. All right, no bottom wick. Drive up, break the highs. Highly likely we come back down and re-break the low. So what's really going to be important, what's really going to determine if we take a position is how we break the low. Take wick entry sells after 4 hour break of highs? No. We're bullish on every time frame. No. What do I mean by how we break the low? Do we break the low as a one swift drive after a closure above? Or do we break the low here on this candle after coming up? Like, it's different things. It mean different things. if the previous 4-hour had a bottom wick, we'd probably end here off the rip. There's no bottom wicks anywhere, so we need a pullback. If we don't get a pullback, we do not trade, or I do not trade. Buy or sell. I wish they did that at the supermarket. I'm selling everything. Just walking up with the entire aisle. Buy or sell. Selling. You get rejection in 2046, maybe. I mean, whatever happens, happens. I just, I don't have an entry. Where did volume come from? I don't know, clean range. Just I can't predict the fact that it's going to drive here. There's nothing telling me that. There's also no bottom wick on the 4-hour, and we expect to break that low before the massive drive up. If that doesn't happen and it just continues to drive, we either have to wait for this candle to close, or we have to wait for it to flip bearish and then wait for the next candle. Let's see. Maybe this next 5. Next 5 can pull back. We want to tap. We just... Last time we closed in this area. Next candle tap here. So if we can get that similar tap to this area, right, we'll be in there like swimwear. If it closes here. If it doesn't, right, then if it doesn't, then we wait for closures above 2047 or back in range 2042. This is a top wick on the 4-hour before it tanks. I wouldn't be so sure. Why would it tank? What's the reason? Previous 4-hour closed bullish. Previous daily closed bullish. There's nothing telling me it would tank here. It's driving up. I'm sure. Yeah, I understand, but there have to be good reasons. There have to be valid reasons. Like if I was trying to learn and you're telling me no, it's gonna flip, it's top wick for the 4-hour. I gotta believe you for, you know, for a reason. You can't just take you at your word. You have to believe yourself for a reason. You can't take yourself at your word. You gonna trust yourself? With no reasoning? What, just you ain't never lied to yourself? All the time, probably. So, well, maybe not now. At some point. Yes, take the trade to court. He said it first. He got you. So the 5 closed above and is just continuing to drive. We've seen this happen before, right? No bottom wick candle pushes. The next candle also no bottom wick continues to push. Objection, Your Honor. Your Honor. You're all out of order. This whole courtroom's out of order. Oh, Florida, Kentucky today, huh? Bound to see this revert here at the top of its range, 100%. I don't know. Maybe. Took a L. What did you do? You probably closed out early, right? You probably took sells, and then it pulled back up against you, and you were like, fuck. And you closed out, and then it came back down in your direction. Right, Daniel? Took a buy on the 4-hour flip. Oh, that was my second guess. That was going to be my second guess here. This is the hourly broke the high right here. You took it right here at the top of this wick. Yeah, you got clapped. I mean, yeah. Call the margin call center. Yeah, 1-800 got clapped. Yeah, that's a lesson. That's tough. Minus $1.20. I mean, the fundamentals for FOMC were bearish. Fundamentally, I was expecting, yeah, the Fed needed to be hawkish today. I expected that. Yeah, no, some people saw it. Some people had the right idea and understanding of the numbers, right? Like everything else came out higher than expected, right? Consumer confidence this week, the job opening numbers, the JOLTS data. Can you show me how to measure pips? Yeah, you hold shift and then you click the mouse button and then you can start measuring them. Closed another partial right there. Right there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Great job. Wait, what did you guys say? We're bound to reverse here at the top of the range. 100%. Did you mean 2047? Or now that we've broken the top of the range where you said here? Or do you mean like 2057, 55? That's 100 pips worth of difference at the top of the range, right? So, can't say we're gonna reverse here. We don't know. We can assume. But you know what happens when you assume, right? Now let me blow my nose. Damn, we just blasted here through 44. Oh, 45, 46, 144, 245. 3 loaded clips. Right. I can't sing the rest of that. So when I close 10 pips, and then it should sub 30 more. Just love winning. Look at me, for example. I've closed 0 pips. Yeah, I think if we're gonna have more buys, okay. Pushing. Let's see. I want a wick to 2045.5. We get a wick to 2045.5. We'll have buy stops on the flip. Let's break this previous 5 low. We can do that in 30 seconds here. We'll take buy stops. See, the previous 15 had no top wick. This one, if now the 5 breaks that previous 5 low, the 15 gives us a bottom wick, and then we can push up again. That's not enough. Almost there. We have some levels across the board where we drove from, right? Or where the wicks tend to reject from. Sorry, the 15 is a better illustration. Or the 5. But this is where we just closed. I'm sorry, right there, right? And the next wick, right after this closure, came down to here. But I'm okay anywhere in this area. Really want that because this would give the current 15 a bottom wick that it doesn't have, and then I can say we're driving up off a support, off a smaller time frame support, but we're driving up off of it already with a wick on the 15. And obviously if this 5 doesn't do that, then we reevaluate because it's going to close back below here. If it closes like this, and then we have to wait for more candles, other time frames. Trying to wait for that 52 level before you got to sell. Discipline. This is good. You're creating good habit. You're building good habits. Mama would be proud. Yeah, I'm not taking anything. There's 40 seconds left in this. 30 seconds left in this 5-minute candle. And we never broke the lows. It's gonna be interesting how this 30 closes. Maybe we'll have it off the 30 if it closes bullish like this, and we can get that same position we were just looking for on the 5. I'm sorry, this is the 15. We can get it on the 15, and it's also the 30. So maybe we can get that off the 30 as long as we break that 15 low, right? We break the 15 low, we drive up, and that's our 30 wick fill. Time you go to bed? A few hours. Maybe around 1 a.m. How many hours a day do you watch the charts? I'd say roughly 5 to 6 hours. Because it's about 3, it's roughly 3 hours in the morning and roughly 2 hours at night. And sometimes a little more, you know, here and there. So I'd say 5 to 6 hours. Hit a level of 24.93, took sales, got 10% running. Yes, beautiful. Beverage you drink that's considered healthy. I don't know. Protein shake, water. Two minutes for the 30. Let's wait. What's up, Javier? That's your son? That's your son? Yeah. I said, what's up, man? That's your son? It's your kid? Yeah, you. Market mechanic. Yes. Alright, well, at least he got the good genes. You missed out on the hair. What's up, man? How did he get the hair and you're out of it? That's crazy. It must be from the mother's side or something. That's cool. All right. We just closed on the 30 and we closed below. We closed respecting, right, this area. Not to say we can't come up. We might, but the hourly has no bottom wick. I'm sorry, the 30 has... Wait. Yeah, the hourly and the 30 and the 15 have no bottom wicks. And we closed at a resistance. Maybe the next 5? The thing is, the 5 has faked out here. If we can come up, create a top wick here. Hold on. Where would... If we're able to re-break these highs, let's say, where's the next resistance? 2047. If we can tap 2047 and flip bearish, we can have sells. Can't follow or learn from someone who doesn't show interest in a live account, which shows they'll show. Man, look, no one's gonna force any hands here, okay? If you want to show up and help yourself, by all means. If you don't, no one's gonna put a gun in your hand and tell you to do so, right? Just help yourself. Take whatever value you can get out of here and apply it to your own trading, and or don't. But help yourself. That's it. Alright. Alright, we have a higher time frame respecting 4682. And we have a 5-minute fake out. Now, if we're able to tap the previous resistance here, the next available resistance above the one we've tapped already, above the 120.47.2.3, that would be at around 2048, 2047.8. If we were able to tap that and flip on this 5-minute, we can look for some possible sells. At that point, expecting now that the 5-minute faked out, created another high and flipped bearish, right? We can look to break the previous 15 at the very least, and then after that, let the market make a decision. Very small to break that previous 15. Where's the next support here? 45.8, 46.6. Yeah, it's not too much range here. About 8 pips to the next support. Next smaller time frame support. And you would only play that next smaller time frame support because you're massively bullish on every other time frame. The hourly, the 4-hour, the 30, everything's massively bullish. What does it really mean when there's no top or bottom wick? Well, if there's no wick on the opening of a candle, you're highly likely to come back there to grab orders. If there's no wick on the closing of a candle, you're highly likely to reject the other way there with an indication that, because that would indicate that there's no more range to go. Right? Because how can there be range? If wicks are ranges on a smaller time frame and you don't have a wick, if so facto, you don't have a range. So many of us should come in and day out, always showing up because there's value here. Yeah, a lot of you guys take your own positions too. Shit, there's been plenty. I think a lot of you guys have caught positions tonight that I haven't. Yesterday too. Just do what I do. I want to see if we can adjust these levels anywhere. Let's say volume song is here, chat. Okay, that would make sense. This is where it makes sense. At 48.4 we can look for more buys, or we can look for some buys to 48.4. We need to break the lows. We need to come down here for a bottom wick. 45.5 is ideal area for a bottom wick. Once that happens, then we re-break the current 15 highs. We're going to be in a position. I do fuck with you, chat. That's true, Eddie. A month of YouTube is one trade for her. That's roughly true. It's a little bit. I make less on YouTube, a little bit less. But like, I'd say it's almost true. Yeah, you could basically say that. Pablo sniped it. Good shit. He said, ha, took that sell at 20.49.50. I'm excited for you, bro. That's good shit. Who'd you use in Street Fighter? Damn, dog. I didn't like Guile that much. I was always like a Ken dude, or not even Ryu. I always thought that like when it came to actual like fighting, like the best fighting sequences were in Tekken. Tekken by far had like the best fighting like styles and sequences. But the most entertaining fighting game was by far Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was way more entertaining than Street Fighter and Virtual Fighter and all that other fighter shit. Mortal Kombat was just entertaining, but actual fighting, like Tekken took it. It just wasn't as entertaining as Mortal Kombat. So much props for you. I could not stream and trade at the same time. The chat would just put me off and get me distracted all the time. Yeah. It's a good thing, though. When there's no position for me to enter, like, I don't mind distractions, right? Keeps you away from impulses. Finish it. Flawless victory. MK3, I used to be nasty. I used to play with Shang Tsung and just change into everybody. I don't know what a trigger auto button is. Chun-Li was a bad, yo. He was a wild. Yo. I'm gonna tell your girl to keep you away from the video games. Yeah, fucking delete his Mortal Kombat game. Oh man. So we're bullish on every time frame, the hourly, the 4-hour. And we've never grabbed orders. We just keep pushing up, pushing us. That does not provide us with an entry. But if we can establish a support here, that would not be so bad. Yeah, previous times we drove through this area, we drove straight through, but we've had every single candle pull back, give us a bottom wick, pull back, give us a bottom wick. Right now we're coming up in this, through the same range, you see? Every single time we've come up here. I mean, if we're gonna mirror this move, we're gonna expect the candles to sort of mirror each other, and that's what happened here, right? With these pullbacks. That's what we were expecting as we were closing here again, right? And then closed here. Never came. Now we're just keep pulling up, grabbing steeper top wicks, steeper top wicks. At some point, it's either going to establish a support or break down. For now, we have this little smaller time frame support, but we're going to need to break the support, come down here, and then we're going to need a top wick to break the previous highs in order to confirm we have grabbed orders and we are driving. So if we can do that, then we can look for this position to come down. Until then, we don't have an edge. I don't have an edge. Pistol game's crazy. Push it to the limit. Ese son arriba o son night. Son night. What's the most pips you ever caught? Like when I just started doing dumb shit, like maybe like 800, 1,000, I don't know. But like actually trading the way I trade, I don't know. A couple hundred. Creating a range, yeah, small time frame range. This little small time frame range. Can't do anything in here. Can't do anything here unless we break the lows on this wick. One bottom wicks on the higher time frames. We break the lows, 30 gets a bottom wick, we re-break the highs, now we're driving with a bottom wick in the higher time frame. We don't, we're just driving. This is a freaking tiny 15 wick here. This is a 3 pip wick. Like, that's no bueno. It's 3 pips here. Yeah, should come up. Thing is, if it's gonna sell, it's gonna need to tap at least these areas. Small range. If we're gonna take 10 out of 10 pips, we're gonna need a steep wick. Low ass volume. Well, we had, what do you mean? Right now it's low ass volume on these 5s, right? But the Asian session had volume here. It had, look, it drove. We've driven shit. Since the session started, we've driven 100 pips during this Asian session. We just had no indication it was going to do that, but yeah, in the last 2 hours, it drove straight up 100 pips. We started right here at 2040, and now we're at 2049, damn near 2050, 96 pips. Yo, Wix, you looking for sponsors still? Of course. I always want sponsors. That'd be great. I want this stream, the layout for this stream, to look like a fucking soccer jersey. Right? If we can get like Opal on the top and then like Barclays Bank just running across in the background of the MT5 or TradingView, whichever. I could try to hook you up. Hell yeah, send them here. What if Jewel contact? It'll be Woo. W. Let him contact me. Yeah, I need like official trading partner of the New York Knicks, right? Once my dispensary gets set up, I'm gonna send you products. Would love for you to be an affiliate. Hey, W, hell yeah. DM me if you want the PO box. They gonna have you trading like the banks. True. What if the bottom wick at 2033 level was enough, and now we will just see the drive up? 2033? Okay. Yeah, it was enough to drive all of this up. We already saw the drive up. Now we need not just the bottom, we need a support to be established, right? And we've kind of done that on the 5, right? There's a support here. It's created a level here. Now if we can only respect that level, because if we can, how much time? All right, perfect. So let's see how it's doing this in the first like minute and a half. If we could come down here, ideally at 2045.5 and then flip, we can have some buys. If we don't, we might get a 5 bearish closure here, and then if a 5 closes back in range here, it's going to fill the range down to 2046.25. And by then, we would have about 8 pips, then we go break even, and then if it continues down, it continues down. But we would still need a top wick to break the current candle highs. We would need the top wick to break this, yeah. We'd need to break the current 30 high. Buys off the bottom be a good idea. Off the bottom wick, not necessarily, because you've already tapped target, right? We've kind of tapped target where we were headed. And since you've tapped target, it's no guarantee it's going to have to come back down there or flip, right? Because as it's coming down, you already tapped target, and this can just be your drive down to flip the hourly bearish. Or flip the 30 bearish. Just curious, does the 9 in your name have any special meaning to it? Yeah, inches. Oh, to girth ratio. Oh, wow. Get a fucking rebound, yo. Sorry, I'm watching the Florida-Kentucky game. It's the last 30 seconds. Florida gonna choke right now. I'm not even a fan of Florida. I root for the U. Negative RR on the girth ratio. Looks have a buy 2049. What should I do? Stick to your plan. College basketball, yeah. Bold of you to assume he has a plan. Well, I assume most of you have a plan when you enter a position, right? That's key. Just from my understanding that everyone's been here for quite a long time. Wix will answer all other questions except the one they ask. I will take that as an answer. I can't answer. Okay. All right, boosted. I mean, you asked the same thing over and over. Right. When the broker pays me to put them up on screen, we will do so. Until then, we will not. Like, send me DM me on Discord. Yes, I mean, it should. True. You ever seen 3 giraffes fight, Paul? Yeah, electricity here. Well, I didn't get no donos this month, right? So we might be out of electricity come next stream. You seen the 4 fight? Yeah, petty donations have stopped pouring in. $500 Ben, 6 reasons why this kid should die. We shoot every motherfucker outside. Boosted, every single trade here has been taken live. You see that stream record? There's like a year and a half worth of streams, and every single one of those trades is taken on those streams. Alright, nice. Eddie starts us off with a $1.99 for petty donations. Oh, wait, no. Alexis. You guys, and Boosted, you guys got it backwards. This is petty donos. We go backwards. So Eddie started us off at 199, so you got to go 198. We go lower. We don't we don't up the donos. Oh shit, they tied up. Florida about to win it. Ah! Damn. Florida tied it. What a shot at the buzzer. All right, we got tides rolling, taking the lead up $1.97. Boosted wants to be with me at the fucking at the bank. Just double checking the checking accounts and shit. All right, we have our hourly closure. We closed above. Wow, bullish, strong bullish closure. Yeah, I would love for us to break the previous 30. If we can break the previous 30 and flip, we might have positions. like it closed back in range. Wow, on the 5 you have the motion, the bearish motion, but it closed bullish. This current 5 closed bullish, respecting this. Yeah, we're gonna have to break the previous 30 lows. If we don't break the previous 30 lows, I'm not in positions. But the entire range fill here is about 13 pips. That's our advantage point. Capital Mike, 10 bucks. What's up, bro? Appreciate you. You don't gotta do that. 196 would have worked. That would have put you. That would have put you in the lead. Yeah, I'm gonna stick around here for the next maybe 15, 30. This gets a little tough. Yeah, obviously I want to be in positions, but I want to be in my positions, right? Obviously it's not ideal to sit for 2 hours and not get a position. But then again, that's not how I look at it, right? There's just positions coming eventually. If it doesn't show up now, tomorrow morning. Today in the morning we had positions, right? Unfortunately for Asian session, we've only had the Sunday one. If it breaks the previous 30 minute, you're gonna take profit. Oh, you mean the low? What was your entry? You're about to hit BE, aren't you? Hey, W max, buck 96. Wax. But you closed full before back 17 W. 17 is a W. 2036. You know, when this was happening, you know, I really thought to myself, because of this rejection, this might be interesting for 20 till 2070. You're looking at 2072. I was looking more like 2075, but yeah, if the news keep doing this, like if we break out above 2055, 2057 area, with so much shit going on in the world, right? The drone attacks, the U.S. soldiers, the ships in the Bering Strait, like a lot of catalysts for the market to come up. Now, granted, today we had, right, the Fed kind of just, you know, had to stay hawkish, but outside of that, I think we might end up coming up, retesting all-time highs. We got NFP, yeah. Good point. Dex M takes over the lead with a buck 95. Yeah, Mike dropped to 10. We ain't playing. Alright, retap that area. Right, 15, 5. Oh, tough. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for showing up and following the IG. If you haven't, go follow the IG. Drop a like. Also, sub to the channel if you haven't yet. If you're new here, hate our side. The candle keeps poking the overbought area. Yeah, lagging indicator. Show us more gym content. Tonight I'm gonna be curling pillows, right? That's about it. I started watching Wix from June 23rd. Every H session. Never missed a single stream. I take stream record as a track record. Then don't. Boosted be like, sir, I'm gonna need you to submit a DNA test. Mother's maiden name, please. Last four of your social. No, fuck that. Matter of fact, give me your whole social. And can we get a reference from a bank before we follow you on stream? If you don't mind, can you put down your first pet's name and the place where you met your spouse? I'm gonna need those things. Are you a Christian? I'm Jamaican. Does it need to drop at some point? It doesn't need to do anything. It just, in order for us to have positions, there are certain stipulations, right? There are certain parameters that have to be met, but the market doesn't need to meet them. Did they tell you when you get the payout from TD? No, not really. Although there was an email today that payments have started. Mike, appreciate you. Now stop donating. Mike dropped to 20. What a goat. So we don't need a bottom wick? In what sense? We can't take the buys here. We've just filled this range once, twice. Now we need closures above 2048. I can't take a sell here because we don't have a bearish closure yet, right? And we also don't have wicks on these candles, right? These 30, the 15, so we can come down here, tap it, and start driving back up, right? Create the wick and start driving back up. So we want a bearish closure. We also want the break of the highs on the candle after the bearish closure, because we never broke the highs here. If we broke the previous candle highs on this hourly and now flipped, we might be looking at the flip entry, but we never broke these highs, so I think we're gonna have to come up and grab orders here. If we don't, we don't, but at some point before the drive down, I believe we will. I think we might come down a little bit, but not the drive down, if it is to happen, we're gonna have to come up, retap these areas, and then come down. Speeve, appreciate the dono. I think you're in the lead now. Although that's in euros, so I think that's more than everybody. It's like $40. You know I see you in the Zoom every morning just showing love. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mike. Does it have to reject 2047 area? I mean, if we close now, back in the hourly range, right? On the top wick to break the highs, because, right, you have a level here. Closed above it, but you drove up, and now you're heading down. If you're able to close bearish here, below that area, right, you still need a top wick on the next candle, ideally to break the highs, and then you can start looking for positions. The thing is, because it's going to be out of volume time, like it did yesterday, it didn't drive right away. It ranged, and then once London hits, it drove. So you might get that breakdown, and then it'll slowly come up, and then do this, and then eventually volume time comes in, it starts doing all this, and then the move happens. So right now, I would doubt that this is the bearish drive to start continuing doing this. Yeah, you might get your 10-15 pips, but you're more likely to get a runner or more pips on a buy here. It's just it hasn't set up. Let this close back below, close bearish, and then let it come up, grab orders. It's going to retest the highs again. All right, because if you look at the 4 hour, this 4 hour is massively bullish still, right? And look, you broke the previous 30 low. This could just be a bottom wick to continue up. You don't know until you get that bearish closure actually establishing resistance. Yeah, a lot of people had sells here on the top of the wick, but not me. That's not me. You ever place a trade? This isn't trading, buddy. This is the Renaissance 101. I place a trade when my trade's set up, right? I take my trades. Do I take your trades? No. Just here to talk about Street Fighter? Yeah, and basketball. Remember we had that nice conversation about the Knicks? No trading. Jacob has spoken. Trading just an excuse to show up, right? You just want to be here. They drive you crazy? I'm used to it. I'm gonna see this 30 through, see how we close. If we close this strongly bearish with a bottom wick, we might have entries on the next 30. But we're gonna have to close with a bottom wick, and we're gonna have to close That's what I'm looking to close below. Need to close below 2045.95, and then we need a top wick to, I would say, these areas. This is what we're looking for if we're going to look for sells, and then we're looking for a top wick to this previous nearest resistance. And if we can tap the next nearest resistance and flip, this is what we'll look for on the 5. And on the 15. And on the 30. And at that point, the hourly has this top wick. Maybe we continue to drive down. What do you think about the Fed meeting? I mean, it did what's expected. Fundamentals played out. They acted based on the numbers that they saw from Jolt's job openings, right? And yeah, someone said earlier, consumer confidence numbers came out way high. How do you turn your computer on? Well, first you have to look at the PC and you gotta find where the buttons are, where the cables go, and where the weakest part of your PC is. And if you have like glass, like my lizard tank here, right, you look for the glass part, and then you gotta take a whatchamacallit, a screwdriver, maybe a hammer, and then as you hold the button, you gotta fucking hold the button and then just swing and smack the shit out of the weakest part of your computer with that little screwdriver. It works for all my electronics. Sometimes I'll even throw the screwdriver at the TV to turn it on. Hit him with a Hadouken. Hadouken. Might work. You ever got a rug by a broker? No, but a tug by a broke one. Yeah. Almost the same thing. 7 minutes here for this 30 closure. Ooh. Was it Persian? I don't do Persian rugs. Wow. Florida pulled it off. They just beat Kentucky. Kentucky was up 4 with like 30 seconds left. Pulled it off in overtime. Good shit. Congrats to the Gators. Russian rugs on walls is the shit. Yo, I can't get over that. Like, I remember when I was a little kid living in Ukraine, right, growing up, we had a rug hanging on a wall in every room. It's crazy. Kentucky, what, Calipari? Calipari has made more professionals, has made professionals out of more college kids than any other coach in the history of college basketball. So, I think John Calipari is doing a pretty good job. You can speak Russian? You are Ukrainian for real? Yes. Especially when you come meet your grandma. See, our grandma lived with us when I was little. Speak Russian? Congratulations. Must be all that Soviet influence on the Dominican Republic. Da. Da. Oui, oui. Parlez-vous français? No, Aladdin used to fly on that motherfucker. We had him on the walls and they didn't fly. I flipped the tape. I'm about to call it, honestly. I was waiting on this start. We'll call it in 5 minutes. 30 gonna close doji on us. We're international. Worldwide Wix, baby. Yeah, I know Ted. You've been asking me that for like days. I know Ted. Pitbull. Mr. 305. Mr. Worldwide, yeah. was so excited for tonight's Asian session. I thought the way we moved this morning, I thought we'd definitely have a chance to mirror the ranges and film, and it did. Just no entry for us. You ever met any celebrities before? Like what? Like kicked it with them? Like what's the deal? Type shit? Or like however like fanboyed and was like, oh shit, like yeah, last time I ate at Prime, Drake was eating literally 2 tables over. But I didn't go over and sit down and be like, what's up, homie? You know, can you give me permission to play trophies on stream without copyright? Nah. Sat there, ate his steak, got up, walked right by us, left. Yeah, we're in this horse shit range here, right? This looks like ass, feet, and toenails right now. That's what it looks like. Staying here, not driving up, not driving down, just side by side. Yeah, I think that's our session. Annoying. Agree. You concur? I don't know. I forgot about you, Zoom gang. Should have let you guys out earlier. We should have unleashed the Zoom earlier. What'd you guys do today? Let the ads begin. There's no ads.
Yeah, I had a short from 48.95 and I closed at 2046.50. That's all I had.
4895. Oh, you were like right here in the first push in the first hour. Yeah,
Yeah,
you were looking for tap this, right? So,
I had a level at 2049.3.
okay.
Yeah, I took the average of a bunch of different zones and that's where it came up and it kind of tapped it on the dot, so I shorted it.
I got you.
Yeah, I didn't take a trade here in Asian. I caught 40 this morning.
On the drive down or the drive up? Which one?
The drive up this morning, and then the funny thing was during FOMC, during the speech, I think it was like right after the speech. I can't remember. I just remember there was a closure. I think it was the four. I can't remember. I think it was a 4 hour close, or it closed it was an hourly close, and I just remember like it was right after the speech, and then it just started pushing down, and I was like in the middle of my set because I was at the gym, and I was like, oh, if it breaks the lows, like I'll get in, and I thought I put a sell stop, and I didn't. I looked back over it, and it was like 80 pips down, and I was like, all right, well, I'm done for the day. So.
Oh, you were in a position already?
No. I was going to take the sells.
Oh, it already
During my
ran
Fomc.
for 80 pips.
Yeah, I thought I put a sell stop there because I was at the gym, so I wasn't really like paying attention to it because I saw I was kind of struggling. I was like, oh, whatever. And I looked back over and then just 80 pips down. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm done for the day. So.
Just turn that shit off. Makes sense. You got any positions, Javier?
Yeah, I was looking. I took sells at 11 on the 15 and 30-minute flip. And I think I closed it right around.
Oh, 47.1 right here. You took this?
Right at 11. No, this morning.
Oh,
At
this
11.
morning. All right. Let's go to 11 a.m.
It was like the 15 and the 30 flip to the downside.
Oh, that's the only.
On the top,
That's
on the
the
top.
only position. Yeah, that's the only position I saw. It was. Hold on.
On the top.
Oh no, that's not the position I'm
Yep.
talking about. You got it right here. You got that flip right
No,
here.
at 11 in the morning.
That's
Are
Right.
you on the West Coast?
Yeah, that's that flip right
Yep,
there.
right,
That's
that
it.
one. That candle right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's very
That
similar
red
to
candle
what's going
down.
on.
Yep, I got that one on the flip.
Similar to what's going on right now, except over here you had a re-break of the highs. Over here,
Yep.
right now we don't have a re-break of the highs here. We never rebroke it. But if we could do something like
my
this,
strategy is
then
a
it makes it
little
valid.
different, but yeah, my strategy is a little different, but honestly, like the way that you've taught me to read the candles, like my entries have been like way better, bro.
Yeah. As long as you're getting some value utilizing it in your own trade, it doesn't matter what
Yeah.
parts you pick and choose or bite off, just as long as it's helping you improve. But this made a lot more sense, right? You had the drive, you had the re-break of the highs, you had the closure bearish, then you had a level there, you closed below, flip, so it makes some sense. Over here, you never rebroke this high here. Wish we did, right? Because then we can look for a top.
And I had another level at 55 that we basically kept tapping.
Oh, all the way up here.
Yeah.
You had 3 straight candles on the 15 do that. I saw today, the only position I saw was here. Right here. This is all I saw today. That was a 15. That's what I thought you were talking about, the 15 and 30 flip.
Oh, gotcha.
Because when the news happened, we had that initial push. It drove down. I'm sorry, not this first initial push. This was the news. Right here, that big candle. That's the news. But the one right after it, right here, this is what I was looking at. That's
That's exactly what I took.
Yeah. Now that I remember, the hourly closed because I was looking for buys, but I was like, I know if I put a sell stop here, this is gonna push down and just fill the wick, and then it ended up pushing down and filling the wick. Because I remember I was like, I wanted buys, but it closed respecting, I think.
Yeah, no, that initial news push, if you let the 5 or the 15 close, it was pretty simple to trade here.
I let the first 5-minute candle close after the news. The second one flipped bullish and broke that previous 5 high, and then flipped bearish, and then I took sell stops in the break of the lows.
Dude, and I left a 0.01, bro. That shit, I wrote it all the way down.
That's the times when
That
you're
shit hit
like,
20
but those
points,
are good
bro.
ones. That's the time where you're like, fuck, I should have had more on there. But it's
Yeah.
also good because like eventually you will. Eventually you realize that that's happening again, and you're gonna recognize it. Maybe not the next time, maybe not the next 2 times, but like eventually, keeps happening, and you keep taking it, and you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna recognize it better, and then before you know it, all of a sudden you have 3 lots just remaining, still running on there. You know what I mean? 2 lots instead of 0.01.
I'm definitely more like of a swing style, and I'm working on the journal now. But I started tracking everything for the past 6 weeks, so I'm inputting everything now. So I'm curious what everything's gonna look like.
This was solid too here. It just happened a while later. This was the rebreak of the news low. So if you were like, if you were comfortable here, I probably would have taken an impulse entry here if I was on. Because this happened a while later, right? I saw this entry here. It drove down. I hopped off. I was a little late for it, but I saw it when it was like right here. I was like, oh, this is solid. But then all of this happened. I hopped off right now in the evening. As I looked at it, if this is the news push, right, and this is the low that it made, if you go to the higher time frame, you probably just see one candle. No, the 30, but the hourly, yeah, the hourly. If you looked at it, you waited the hourly to close. If you didn't get in on the flip up here, once you rebroke that news push, you were going to head down to the next support. And it went even further. It went way beyond the next support. But the rebreak of the news, initial news push, that gave you a lot, almost 90 pips. It's pretty solid there. As we're coming down now with no top wick. This 15 flip bullish, this wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, if this 15 flips bullish, we're filling the wick. 16 pips. 5 has no bottom wick, right? We broke the previous 15, grabbing orders where we didn't before. If we flip, that means we are looking like this. Yeah, we're gonna end up filling the wick here. That's about 16 pips, and then the rest, if it gives more, it gives more. But it needs to do it now on this 15. We already answered that. CZXT, CS. It's not really bottom wick or top wick. It's really about a wick on the opening or a wick on a closure. It's getting redundant at this point, but I'll keep repeating for the people in the back. Right? Candle opens with no wick. The next candle highly likely to retest that opening and create a wick. Candle closes with no wick. You're highly likely to reverse because it indicates that there's no more range. You're not likely to reverse. You are likely to continue driving and then flip back against you. At some point, the next candle will flip back in the other direction. After it does that, then we don't have the edge anymore. I'm gonna wait this 5 through. I'm sorry, this 15 through. There's about 5 minutes left. Yeah, 6 minutes left. What if you get both on one candle? Then it means both of those things. You're likely to come back to the beginning of that candle. Unless you also have to understand where in what time frame that candle's printing, right? Is it printing on a 5 when the 30 is driving after breaking a 4-hour high, right? Because then it's fine. Then you're not likely to come back. Then it's just you're in the middle of a higher time frame candle, right? You're just in the middle of a drive. But right here, see? No bottom, no top wick. Highly likely you are to come back to the beginning of that candle. Just the first example that I saw of a candle like that. No bottom, no top wick, likely to come back to the beginning of that candle. No bottom, no top wick, likely to come back to the beginning of that candle. See what I mean? And just look at the last 100 times where you see that candle and see what it does. And then that's how you play your probabilities. Right? You can, like, I've said this in one of my reels before. There's only so many ways you can get a candle closure, right? Candle can close only so many ways. Now go look at the high volume candles, the 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's right, the highest volume candles that we trade. Those 4 candles. See how they correlate to each other or with each other, and see how the 8 a.m. candle closes and the 9 a.m. candle opens. The same thing in the evening, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. candle. See how they open, see how one closes and how the next one opens. There's only so many ways that they can open and close, right? There's a limited number of ways that relationship can exist. Now, if you just go through all those ways, right? If you see the candle close, really pay attention how you close at 8 or how you close at 9, right? How you close at 9 and how you open at 9. That little interval, it's gonna do wonders for you. Wait, hold on. Right, because your mind is gonna start recognizing things. If there's only so many ways a candle can close, and that now you're seeing also a relationship with the next candle, because there's only so many ways a candle can open. Start looking and recognizing, start looking at what it does after a certain type of opening or a certain type of closing, right? And start taking mental notes. But really, like, if you can't look for opportunities, right? You can't find opportunities if you don't know where to look. I'm telling you where to look. Now go see if you can see an opportunity. There's only so many ways candles can print. And once you've seen them all, it's time for you to recognize where opportunities are. But you have to know where to look, and your mind has to be able to catch on to things that happen over and over, to repetitions, to patterns. So grateful that I came across your channel, that you'll be on the streets. Well, I'm glad you're not on the streets. Time to get out of poverty. Looks like a buy for fill of the wick. It would be tough because we'd need to close bullish above here on the 5 to begin that. For now, we're rejecting it. Looks like a buy, but you're going to get a bearish 15 closure. So nothing is stopping you from actually getting the flip and then finishing the drive down, right? Now, because at this point, are you creating the bottom wick for the 30? Or are you creating the top wick here as you're driving up to, oh, whoops, wrong color. Are you creating the top wick on the 15 if you come up, right, to do this? Or are you just right now creating a bottom wick on the 30 in order for you to actually head up? Which one of these is the answer? Are you doing this right now? Which one is correct, right? The time frames aren't falling in line. All right, gang. I think that's our session. I've overstayed my welcome. Oh no, not really. I've just overstayed my session. Thank you guys for coming through. A lot of value. We got no positions, but a lot of value. A lot of good discussion here. And I learned a lot too. Like, I get better when I do this, right? When I go over these concepts and when I explain them, it reinforces them in my head, and I get better at doing this, just as you guys get better when we have these discussions and we can talk and we can have right, when we can be intellectually honest here, That's where the value is, right? When we have intellectually honest conversations and we hold each other accountable. All right. That's my session. That's our session. That's our stream. I'm going to be here tomorrow. We'll finish out the week strong. Tomorrow's our last Asian session of the week. But we'll still be here on Friday for the New York session. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Donvo's stream. And I don't know if the rest of the gang is streaming tonight. I'm not sure. It's Wednesday, so yeah, I think Kieran's on, then Yanez, then Hassan SG, Donvo in the morning. Elvis will be here pre-Asian, like 5:30 to 6:30 Eastern. And then I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place, live here on YouTube. Mods, thank you so much for coming through. As always, thank you for helping me run the stream. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best mods in the game. We're gonna need to name a couple of more mods. If you guys have suggestions, go to the mod channel and just drop whoever the mods are and drop your suggestions who we should wrench next. I think we're due for a couple of more mods, so just drop me some suggestions. We're definitely due. Yeah. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. Thank you for coming through. Oh shit, our song started. I didn't even plan this. Let me rewind it back. Time for the patas sucias to make it to the dance floor. We get you some new chancletas on the way home. All right. Chat, that's it for me. Enjoy the music. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.
Hey, brother.
Later, guys.